It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
I know you got to ask these questions, but I'm not here to get into Twitter nonsense. I'm just here to focus on the season, keep it pushing. But I know I get you got to answer those questions. My teammates know what it is. We've been locked in the whole season. Enjoyed our break. Had a great practice today. Looking forward to this road trip.
NBA teams getting back to it. There's KD. How good is Houston? How well are he and Sengun playing together? Pretty much standard answer, didn't you think, PK?
I think Kevin Durant has a little bit of drama around him, and he relishes that. Not a lot, not significant, but around the edges, there always seems to be something with him.
Little chip on his shoulder and willing to engage on it.
I couldn't care less if he and Sengun are playing well together because they're not going to win the title, so what difference does it make?
Over here, the Spurs or the Thunder? Tell me how that series goes. Maybe Denver if they're healthy.
And then the winner plays Denver.
Status updates. Regular season resuming tonight or tomorrow, depending on the club. The Kings forward, Domantas Sabonis, and guard Zach LaVine shut down for the season, having some surgery. Steph Curry remains out for the Warriors. Kristaps Porzingis will make his debut. Ja Morant's out for 2 more weeks for reevaluation in Memphis. Kyrie Irving will not return to Dallas this season. He'll continue his rehab after the ACL he suffered at the end of last year. So they're the teams who aren't going to get in the playoffs, or maybe in one case get in but not win. Shutting guys down or holding them out.
What are we going to do? That's what I care about.
Yeah, right. What's going to happen with Markkanen and Nurkic?
No, I was talking about the Suns.
Aha! 7th in the West?
Just kidding.
You feeling 6th?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. No, I was kidding. It's all about the Jazz.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Jaden Bradley inbound baseline right. Gets it Delly. Right corner. Jumps the 3. Got it! Oh, my! Anthony Del Urso at the horn. And the Cats go to the locker room up by 7. Previous double team squeezes through the defense. 4 to shoot. Out top. Del Urso open. Drains it. Delly with another Lexus of Tucson Charity 3. Wright goes baseline lane, knocked away by Krivas, picked up by Bradley. Arizona ball, Bradley, and Del Urso to the bucket, slotted home.
It's not over
yet. Turnover, 75-68 Arizona.
Anthony Del Urso comes off the bench with 22 points. That's the most points he's scored in his 2 years at Arizona. And the senior helps Arizona beat BYU 75-68. Nobody really going with DeBonsa, PK. He had 35 points. He had more than half their points.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's great for me. I like how he rose to the occasion. I mean, his shooting percentage wasn't all that good, but you got to do something. And he's a fine player. He's an awesome player. But Tony D scoring 22, then come on. Can't happen, man. Not Tony D. They basically played 7 guys, and one barely only played 10 minutes. And they got Tony D puts in 22, and again, you got nothing from your bench.
6 points from 5 different guys. Not nearly enough. 6 points, 6 boards, no assists from those guys.
Yeah, and Wright doesn't play like he's capable of. Hard to criticize. You know, he's out there balling, and there's so much pressure on those 2 guys. And Devonta's is really, really good. We understand that. And Wright's a smaller dude.
And the other 3 starters were a combined 4 of 10.
Yeah. I can't really criticize Kennard Davis. I mean, he's doing a lot of different things for them. And, you know, he's only taken 4 shots.
Yep.
So, and he made all 5 free throws. So, you'll take what Kennard Davis gave you, but Boscovich, nothing.
Literally scoreless with 1 board in 11 minutes. They need more from those guys. We'll see if they can get it as they return home. Role players play better at home. Any coach ever tell you that?
Well, we'll see if they do. I don't know if they will.
Well, BYU falls. Utah and Utah State both win. The Utes get their first road win since January 15th. A year ago, they hold off West Virginia 61-56, a 9-0 lead, an 18-3 lead, and it got down to 2, but they made enough free throws to hold on and were gifted a horrible turnover by West Virginia in the final seconds, but throwing the ball out of bounds unpressured, unforced error, gave it right back to the Utes for more free throws.
Good for them, man. They needed it. Get a little positive momentum and on the road, no less, against a halfway decent team.
Yeah, West Virginia on the outside of the bubble looking in. That obviously didn't help, but they were being mentioned as last 4 out or next 4 out, kind of in that range.
Tied with BYU, weren't they?
In the standings.
That's where you're going to be tied. Either you're going to be tied in the game or the standings, and they didn't play in the game. So it has to be in the standings.
Some rankings or something? I don't know what you're referring to. I mean, I'm standings guy, but I hadn't looked at the standings.
Right.
Now I'm going to.
Well, I already knew them.
Very satisfied.
I haven't looked at them either, but I already knew them.
You're psychic.
No, I follow it.
Utah State blew out Boise State 75-56. They took control of that game with a 9-0 run to end the half, going up 30-23 at the break, dominate the second half. That was another convincing and comfortable home win. They've been stacking those up one after another, but that's the end of that 3-game homestand. Now they got to go on the road, but they handled it all well at the Spectrum.
It's grueling on the road.
Nevada this weekend. Scotty G will be here to talk about that coming up at 9 o'clock. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
Kansas City Chiefs restructuring quarterback Patrick Mahomes' deal, freeing up $43.65 million in salary cap space. He'll now be paid $54.45 million in a signing bonus with a cap hit lowered. So they create a little bit of space for him, right, for him to get players around him. Super Bowl champion Seahawks officially for sale. The Paul G. Allen estate, which has owned the team since his death in 2018, announced yesterday it has commenced a formal sale process. Sale price could be $7 billion or maybe a little more than that. An ex-girlfriend of Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has filed a lawsuit in Texas alleging he repeatedly assaulted her during an 18-month span from 2023 to 2025. Dakota Jones has said she was pregnant during many of the alleged assaults, is seeking more than $1 million. Rashee Rice, who was suspended at the start of last season for 6 games, has controversy follow him. He is back in the news again. DJ PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Bruce Myers will lead the Baseball Players Association as their new executive director, replacing Tony Clark. He's got 1 year, PK. 1 year to find some kind of way to save the 2027 season. You have very low hopes and expectations for that to happen.
I was driving in listening to the Baseball Channel, and that one guy with the white hair who used to be the Mets GM, what's his name? Phillips, I think. He was saying there
Steve Phillips. Yeah.
will be a season, and under Manfred Mann, or whatever the commissioner's name is, that
Rob Manfred,
that they have never missed one game, and he thinks, they'll have some spring training shortened, but that no games will be shortened because both sides understand whatever leverage you gain if you miss seasons, portions thereof, depending on how long it goes, you'll just lose whatever you gained in the loss of the season because the fans will be turned off again as they were 30 years ago. So there's no point in doing that, and both sides will understand that. So I was driving in this morning with a smile on my face.
He thinks cooler heads will prevail.
I believe that was literally the cliche that he used.
Nice. Cleveland Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz entered not guilty pleas in federal court, and their trial for colluding with sports bettors to rig bets will likely be postponed until October. Originally thought it might start in May, but going to push it back. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
The end of the West Coast swing, the PGA Tour at Riviera Country Club for the Genesis Invitational. Tony Finau in the field. PK, this is a favorite stop. The course is popular. The players probably like playing in L.A. with all their sponsors and all that and the big crowds. And you've got stories from the massive crowds and all the celebrities at Riviera.
Well, I've been there, yeah. There's a lot of celebrities, yeah. apparently I was in Sylvester Stallone's way one time. So he looked at me and said, "Excuse me." I said, "You back up, buddy." And he said, "Are you going to hit me?" And I said, "Absolutely."
You want to go 10 rounds right now?
A lot of my friends have played it, but I think I had media stuff there. For whatever reason, I've never played it, but I've been there obviously and walked it many times, but I've never had the opportunity to tee it up there.
Tiger Woods said he does not rule out playing in the Masters. He was asked about it this week. Maybe back there. Feels more ceremonial at this point, doesn't it?
Well, it depends on what he's looking for. Does he want to go in and I'm the greatest of my generation, inarguably, unarguably, whatever it might be. And does he want to represent golf? Because he's still a big-time name. I think he's largely driving the indoor thing that they do in, December and January? I don't know. I don't even know if they're still doing it. So he's still the biggest name out there. And does he want to do that, which would be great, or does he think he has a legitimate chance to compete? Where's his mindset when it comes to that type of question? It would be awesome if he could compete and is on the leaderboard on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I mean, that would just be incredible. It doesn't appear that would be the case. He's old now. He's 50. He just turned 50 here in December, right?
Correct.
And so that normally doesn't happen. I get what he's trying to do, maybe. Him being there is a story. If he's on the grounds and he makes his way to the TV broadcast,
people will follow him.
That's good for golf.
Yeah. DJ and PK. Deep into the Olympics, it's time for hockey medals to be handed out. Gold medal game today. USA and Canada, longtime rivals. They play for the gold medal. Switzerland and Sweden just started in the first period scoreless in the bronze medal game. The women wrapping up their tournament today. The men advanced in the quarterfinals yesterday in overtime, 2-1. 3 of the 4 quarterfinals went to overtime. So the men knocked Sweden out, 2-1. Quinn Hughes with the game-winning goal. They got a semifinal tomorrow.
Yeah, I watched the whole game, man. It was exciting.
It was pretty tense, huh?
Yeah.
What is Trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. We'll talk Olympic hockey with Cole Bagley, Utah Mammoth Insider for KSL Sports. He's going to be here at 9:30. Scotty G at 9 o'clock. The question of the day is next.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
There's the know it when you see it aspect of it. Fine. If you want to say, I can tell the Jazz are tanking because they're not playing their guys in the fourth quarters, regardless of the outcome, they're trying to do something differently. Fine. But are you saying you didn't watch the Sacramento Kings in their final game before the All-Star break and that wasn't a team trying to lose?
They don't care about policy. They don't care about even application of that. It would be impossible. By the way, the Jazz / many other teams compromised their integrity years ago, decades ago for some teams. Did you not see what the Spurs did in the 90s to get Tim Duncan? I remember when they were tanking to get John Morant. Marc Gasol actually talked about it after the game. He was upset. He didn't play the entire second half.
Of a game against the Jazz.
A game against the
Where
Jazz.
he had like 20
here
in the first half.
Salt Lake. Sat the entire second half. So did you not see it then?
Exactly right.
So are you an idiot or are you corrupt?
Catch Jake and Ben weekdays from 10 to noon on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
We're brought to you by University of Utah Health. At University of Utah Health, hope is in our DNA. Learn more at uofuhealth.org. Question of the morning. Sacramento's Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis are both having season-ending surgery. What will the Jazz do? Matt, $500K fine incoming for your Utah Jazz. Matt thinks they're going to tank and they're going to get fined for it again.
Good. If that's what it costs, so be it.
$500,000 to hold on to your draft pick. Totally worth the money.
Well, it'd be $1 million now.
Yeah.
To me, it is. Yeah.
Joshua thinks the Jazz will get fined because the Kings are tanking. They shut down 2 guys for the season. And they're sitting on the worst record.
Yeah, the Kings are in. It doesn't seem to really matter at this point. That's more of a symbolic thing of what people are doing to tank. But it doesn't seem like the Kings have to worry about not being in the tankathon, and the reward that's going to come from it remains to be seen. But with only 12 wins, I don't see them getting to 20.
I'd agree with that. I figured they're going to end up drafting somewhere between 1 and 5. They should end up with the worst record in the league. They're 2 games clear of everybody already, and doesn't look like there's much reason for them to win from here on out. So
they're safe.
They are. Who are the Fab Four with the best lottery odds? The Kings have to be in the group.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I would go
Wizards, Pelicans, Pacers, Nets. What about that group? They're all on 14 or 15 wins.
I look at Washington for sure.
They're the one at 14. The other 3 are sitting on 15.
And the Pacers, I mean, they've lost 2 guys off last year's team, so they've got a good excuse. Halliburton's hurt, and the other guy, Miles Turner went to the Bucks, and then they're probably their 2 best players. So they've got a nice excuse there to have a crappy season, and I would expect them. They're okay, even though I don't understand why they got fined. But who do they have that's going to make Siakam? That's going to make them be significantly better? Doesn't really make sense to me. So I think they're okay. The Nets, they've been sitting guys, and they dumped Cam Thomas there a couple weeks back. So yeah, I think they're okay. Pelicans, what's Zion going to do? Pelicans, it seems like the Zion situation has just hovered over that team from the second he got drafted. And if he played however many games they have left, they probably could be halfway decent. But it doesn't seem like he has any intent or ability or desire or health to do that. So I'm not sure about them. But the Jazz have some work to do to make sure they stay in. It won't be easy.
There's a team that they can, quote-unquote, catch. I think it's the Pelicans. 5-5 in the last 10, including a win at San Antonio, a win at Minnesota. You're playing half-decent basketball.
Just sit Zion, and away you go. Mm-hmm. And losing Jackson for the rest of the season really does nothing to the team because they didn't even really give up that much in players. None of the...
They're still dangerous. I get your point. Jazz are still dangerous, and they can still win games.
Right. Kyle Anderson was... No. Clayton, maybe a little. Taylor Hendricks been buried on the bench most of the time. And then the 3 picks obviously don't translate to this season. We'll see what happens down the road and what Memphis does with those picks. But that's on them now. That's
their deal.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the Jazz. So they didn't really give up any significant pieces off of this year's team, which is why the trade looks so promising for next season. With that in mind, the guys that are helping them win now are still here. And
so there must be a way to shut them down.
They're in the way of winning. I'm winning what they need to win. And that's by winning is actually losing. It's a reverse, obviously. And those guys are getting in the way. I guess maybe better to say instead of in the way of winning, I was talking about winning the lottery, but getting in the way of losing games in the current situation, in the present tense. Yeah, I can't have Keontae George do what he's been doing. I just can't.
He goes out there and puts up 30 points. He might win a game.
Right.
Outscore somebody 120 to 118 and put a W in the old win column that you don't want any part of.
No, really. And I think that the management would have had to dope this out to know, okay, what is the final win total that will keep us in, that will get us out.
I find it unthinkable that they didn't do that weeks ago.
Right. And so they have to know, to me, it would be very difficult not to win the game tomorrow.
What a great discussion we're having.
Yeah, but I accept the discussion.
I get it. I'm not complaining. I just
I'm fine with it. It's
had an
not
out-of-body weird experience.
To me, it's no longer an out-of-body weird experience. No, it's the facts. It's the reality.
The game at Memphis is potentially winnable for sure. The game at Houston, yeah, you think that'll lose that.
Well, I think the Memphis game's like 80% winnable.
What do you think the two New Orleans home games after that? I mean, this is like the
Well,
first.
tell me who plays for New Orleans.
The first week back.
No,
3 winnable games out of 4.
They need to play chess and see what are the other guys doing. And if Big Z is gone, then who am I sitting? The tatted up Texan who's been playing well. You're out. And let all these guys on TV, sure, it's easy to pile on the Jazz. We're way out here. They're all back in New York. Have at it. And we're a bunch of bumpkins with 10 wives out here, so make fun of us some more. Whoop-de-doo. It's easy to do. You look like a tough guy when you do that, but there's no blowback for most of them. A couple of them, maybe the Jazz love to leak stuff to national people. That's been a fact. They don't really care so much about the locals. And so maybe if you keep bagging on us, we're going to clam up on you. And, your job, most of their jobs are to come on and sort of beat around the bush. It's like, oh, well, I'm hearing, and then it's nebulous, because, I still heard it, but it didn't happen. And then you got one guy where the agents and the NBA people tell him, and he puts it out 5 minutes before it happens. Like when the Jazz were sold to Smith.
1 minute in advance of the email.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Right.
Woj bomb followed by an email.
And you get all that, and great. Way to go. And those guys they're all driven by money. I mean, they want to protect their people because they want to protect their money. And it goes right back to money.
Get their next contract.
Everything in the business world goes back to money.
Avoid the next round of ESPN layoffs.
And so with that in mind, let them do what they do. And Adam Silver, I would say let him lose hair over it, but didn't have any anyway. So with that in mind, just keep doing it. And if they want to sit these guys tomorrow, so what? Because you'll be out of the tanking, and you won't be part of the discussion in the 26-27 season, and then the league can figure out what to do and change all these odds. And
all the rules can be changed by the next time the Jazz need to tear it down.
And they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it now. You can't. It's too late. So continue to do it and thumb your nose at anybody who criticizes.
Our listeners are ready for that, willing and able to help. Jeremy says put out that Markkanen has plantar fasciitis. Jason, send all your guys to get operations. Weston, schedule colonoscopies for our starters. They've all got ideas.
Well, colorectal cancer is an extremely serious thing. Normally, it's not for the guys of that age. But I guess you never know. I don't know that I would do that because that's only one game. Unless you're back-to-back because you got it all out the night before.
Hey, now.
And then you go the next morning. So that would only be like the night before and then the day of. By the day, 24 hours after, you should be good to go. And the burrito will taste even sweeter at that point. But it's important, man. If they got DeBonsa, I think right now, today, DeBonsa's as good as Markkanen.
Think he'll come in and average 25 right out of the gate?
I don't know what kind of FGAs he'll get. I mean, you have to have the opportunity. So I don't know. I have no idea what team he's going to go to and how many shots. But I would, if I was choosing today, if I'm choosing between the two, I would choose DeBonsa.
Well, then you get the upside down the line, sure.
No, I'm talking, but I'm not talking down the line.
About the impact
I just
said
today. I didn't say anything. He's younger. Duh. I'm not talking about that. I said today. If I had to choose between the two, I would choose DeBonsa. I've seen enough of him.
He scores really easy in the college game. Very easy, unstoppable.
Yeah.
As we just saw. Arizona was locking everybody else up, but not him. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go that far, but
I would.
Going to younger guy and all that. I
No,
get
it has
that.
nothing to do with age. They can be the same age.
His ceiling out there.
I'm not, man, it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about right now. I think his game is better. And if they had an opportunity to get him, and that means you go 0-26, whatever they have left, do it.
Yeah, as we know, the number of wins they get between now and then, I mean, they got to hold on to the pick and then just see if the ping pong balls break their way.
Well,
it seems like he should be the number one pick, but man, a lot of people are in love with Peterson, think he should go number one.
Not
people
anymore.
love Boozer. I know.
Not anymore. Peterson, he keeps asking out of games.
Yep.
He asked out of games last night, and Bill Self was the most critical he's been. He's had enough. It's not worth it. DeBonsa shows up, plays the whole game,
competes.
balls out. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's only if you get the number one pick. I'm not worried about getting the number one pick. I'm worried about staying in the opportunity to get. You can't control that.
You can't control the odds.
This is what you can do now.
Yep.
So you have to do it. And it must be done at all costs.
Well, they got to figure out a way then for some of these guys, Markkanen and Keontae George.
Well, no, they don't.
And
the
how
way's
to shut
there.
'em
Just
down.
don't play. You don't have to figure it out. This is not a complex problem. You're not playing tonight. Ready, break.
Just give them a DN coach's decision.
Well, what's there to figure out?
DNP. An injury, so they don't get fined.
Keontae, you have a hang now.
Fine
Either way,
me
they don't
away. You're
play.
missing the point. Fine away. Whatever the fines are, it's worth doing. And they must take a stand. It's now or never.
That part's true.
This year.
Yep. This is it.
So there's nothing to figure out. What mystery is involved? You will not play. What they have done is they'll dope out the schedules and figure the games. And the whole thing is, it's the integrity of the league. So what do you want them to do? Because the people who scream that Bobby Marks dude is ruining the integrity of the league. Well, if they miss out, Bobby Marks and the like are not going to help them get to where they want to go. The only way that they're going to get to where they want to go is by them helping themselves. Because nobody else. My mother, my whole life, charity starts at home, big guy. You walk out that door, there ain't nobody who's going to care about your problems. And you got to worry about them yourself. And you got to scratch, claw, and fight for everything you want because nobody's giving you anything. Now, a bunch of people here born on third base, and they think they hit a bleeping triple. Good for them. And then they try to justify, no. I worked for this my whole life. B friggin' S. The door was flung wide open, and you walked through it. Okay? That's not going to be bestowed upon this team. So they have to do it, and they have to do it right now. They have to do it tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. That's the reality. And hunker down. Get off social media. Don't pay attention to what anybody is saying because you must do this. The success of your franchise has a possibility of hanging in the balance or the level of success of your franchise, minimum. So they have to do it.
And I think they're going to. I thought they're going to for a while.
But you said they have to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out.
I don't think they're just going to sit Markkanen with DNP coach's decision.
Why not?
I think they're going to sit him because I think they're going to come up with some kind of injury.
They don't need to.
I think they will.
Fine, but the bottom line is the same. Couch it any way you want. I don't care.
The bottom line is hold on to that draft pick. You're going to get a good player to add to the group, and there's no other path to get a player like that for nothing. It's always
and
trade.
Send Sam Presti, wrap up a dead fish and send it to him.
I like that. Straight out of The Godfather.
Yeah. Here's what I think of you, Sammy.
You tank for years, and now you're popping off.
Yeah. So what? And the betting sites and Adam Silver? So what? Find a way. You're gonna create something now? If they sit these guys right now, and they just did what the Kings did, where
announced 2 surgeries.
Yeah, and 2 of their better players, if not their 2 best players. So do that to these dudes. And what are they going to do? They're going to take away a pick? Take away next year's pick. Who cares? But what can they do in the short term between now and the draft in June? Take my money? I got plenty of money. Nobody's hurting for money. You know, a Hatback needs money. He can take a home equity loan out of his place out in Provo. My guess is he doesn't need to do that.
The pure shock of him walking into some bank or something and asking for a home equity loan.
Reverse mortgage? I mean, they're talking about the Pebble Beach, how that the guys stayed at his home at Pebble Beach, which we understand he bought, tore down, and built a new one, is what we're told, right? And Jim Nantz knows the guy. Jim Nantz has a connection here, and there he is talking about it. So they're going to fine him?
You don't have to convince me.
Fine the freak away. Have at it. Create as many fines as you want. The stakes are high enough that this is the case. And then see where you're at when the lottery balls come out. And what are you going to do? You're going to ruin the integrity of the league by screwing the Jazz in the lottery? There's already out there. We already saw something yesterday that somebody put out there that two owners said, "Oh, there's no surprise that Pablo Cruz put it out there."
Not Pablo Cruz.
Pablo Mastrioni put it out there.
Pablo
and they
Mastrioni.
said that you're going to get I don't know who Pablo Joe Torre is, that you're going to get Cooper Flagg. So the integrity of the league has already been in question only forever. And so play marketing. You're worried about the integrity of the league? So you're going to play them when the Jazz want to lose? Hey, Lowry, missed shots on purpose? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to do that? We'll make a joke of the joke.
Move it into point-shaving territory.
Is that what you're going to do? Would you rather do that? Would you rather us do that? They need to meet. The only way for me it works, you got somebody mad at you?
Make it matter.
You meet their anger with your own. Oh, yeah? What are you going to do about it?
You don't really want to create the headlines on more tanking and more tanking. I mean, there's an argument that the whole thing was timing and PR, that the commissioner was going to have to go talk about it at the All-Star game, so he issued the fines. But they've looked the other way on tanking for decades. So they're just going to look the other way? I mean, the Jazz probably need to lose at least 20 of the last 26. So if they sit guys, does he really want the headline to be the Jazz were fined 4 times over the fine for tanking? I don't think the commissioner really wants that headline.
So dare them?
Meet their anger with your indifference.
Well, that would be, I'll show you.
Yeah.
And I'll double down. I'll sit the guys, but I'll tell Hardy to go away. We want to try out some new coaches.
This is even assistant coaching. Pull some guy out for the second row. We're not going to our number 1 and number 2 assistants.
I mean, they could really make a joke of this.
Yeah, they could. There's a bunch of teams with the opportunity to do that. And the Jazz, because of the fine, would be at the forefront.
Would they? Why would they be at the forefront?
Because they've already been fined $500,000. They're already in the discussion. But to your point,
you're going to fine them again?
The Jazz don't even play until tomorrow. It could be tonight. I think Indiana plays Washington tonight or Brooklyn. Two of the bottom feeders are playing each other tonight. They could both just start sitting every starter and some of their best
Silver
subs.
needs to show he's a tough guy, which is sort of ironic. So then I'll fine you, I'll fine you, I'll fine you. I already fined them. Yeah. So I think they've already been fined.
Pacers are at the Wizards tonight. Pacers have been fined. Wizards haven't. But you could fine the Wizards.
But the Jazz were fined once last year. So they've already had their fine.
Yep.
So what do they get? They're good to go now.
That is an argument that the commission doesn't want all these headlines about, hey, they had to find that team three times and that team 3 times. He got through that press conference. So now the Kings can shut guys down, the Jazz can shut guys down, the Wizards, whatever.
Everybody understands that it is a league-wide problem that rests on the leadership and the administration of the league to come up for ways to fix it. Nobody believes this is a unilaterally Jazz issue. Nobody believes that. So I think the Jazz are in the clear now.
The solution, they could be. There's an argument that it was a PR move, and he did the $500,000. He slapped him on the hand, and now I don't really think any commissioner wants to find 7 owners at the same time because all the commissioners depend on the owner to get their next contract. So you discipline them to a point, and they just go
Adam
easy
Silver
on that.
you're not going to fire a lefty Jewish person. It's not going to happen.
And the
Stop
NFL,
with that.
And the NFL hasn't fired and all that. But Goodell, every time he has to discipline somebody, whatever it is, like he takes his time. He has some commission do it. He puts some committee together to do it. And he's super slow to do it. He's not getting fired either. But he was super slow.
I don't want to talk about the NFL. I'm talking about the NBA.
This is how commissioners behave. It doesn't matter the league. We are talking about the NBA. And the NFL at the same time. All the commissioners behave the same way. And it goes
Adam
back to your
Silver will be in the commissioner's office
at the end of the decade
until he wants to leave. So his job is not in jeopardy. He doesn't have to worry about that.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This past summer, we introduced the first ever Top 60 and 60 watch list. And now that the season is over, it's time to rank the best players in the state of Utah. It's the Top 60 and 60 ranking show, presented by Kenny J's Barbecue. Coming up this Friday, the Zone will rank the players that made the biggest impact on the state from the 2025 season. Live from Kenny J's Barbecue at the District in South Jordan, it's the Top 60 and 60 ranking show, presented by Kenny J's Barbecue, where you can get 10% off your catering order at KennyJ'sBBQ.com. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We had a boss once who demanded more Olympic talk. Remember that?
Yes, Summer Olympics.
I will give you a bonus for every Olympic interview. And then it did too, and he didn't give us any bonuses. Great. Awesome.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. He still owes me.
I know.
But we got an Olympic topic. He'd be happy right now.
Yeah.
Because yesterday afternoon there was no sports on, and USA's played in Sweden in the semis. I turned it on. I was doing stuff, and it was tense. It's elimination. Like, if you blow that game, you don't get a medal. You get nothing. You're going to finish between 5th and 8th. You're out. You had to win that game to get into the top 4 and give yourself a shot at a medal. Keep your, not just your gold, but your silver and bronze hopes alive. And U.S. finally scored, opened the scoring in the middle of the second period. And then Sweden gets a goal late in the third, and it goes to OT. And at that point, didn't it just feel like every possession, this could be it right here. It's just so wide open. There's so too fewer skaters on the ice for each team. So, as PK puts it, how sweet was that game when the U.S. finally won it in overtime?
Oh, yeah, man, it was awesome. I actually, when Mighty Quinn put that thing in, I stood up and went like that.
Did you really? Hands up, give it the Rocky pose?
And I surprised myself.
Jordan says, awesome game. Quinn Hughes is a great skater, and that goal, beating 2 guys and then the backhand around the third and over the goaltender's glove. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was a rocket missile.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got that confused with the overtime goal for Canada. Sorry. I was in Nate's office for that. I knew the timing was wrong because Nate was the one breaking it down.
About Mitch Marner?
No, yeah, that goal, that was a sweet goal, but I was in one of our boss's offices and he had it on and he went nuts. I had my back to it. I didn't even know what happened. So that brings up, here's one for you. Elaine says, Elaine loves your wordplay. The sweetest. It was an awesome game. Eldon says, great game. It'll only get tougher in each round. Will it? Do we know that? Is Slovakia going to be tougher than Sweden?
Okay, but it's not like they won the gold by winning that game.
No, not at all. I get 2 more to go here.
So the finals of Crosby, they're saying he's by no means done. He had the injury for Canada, but that he should. They believe there's an opportunity for him to play. Yada yada. So you got all that kicking. So we'll have to see.
Ryan says today we learned that Canada is beatable. But later in the day, we learned that apparently so is the USA. Fun win, though.
Well, is there such a thing as unbeatable?
Canada had been dominating, goal differential and all that, but they were in overtime just like the U.S.
What was cool when Larkin scored the first goal is that he was mic'd up. And so then they played it. Mm-hmm. And you hear him scream out, yeah! So they mic'd up the right guy, obviously. And just you can judge how much people are into it by the actual participants' emotion level. And if they are exuding extreme emotion, that means they're really into it, which then for me means that's fun and I'm into it. I want to see whatever sport, whatever man, woman, doesn't matter, to have them have it mean really a lot. Because if it means real, just put it in your own world. You wanted a job, man, and you went after it hard. And if you didn't get it, it hurt. I tell you of a job that I thought I was going to have in Los Angeles, and they went and had me do the medical thing. Mm-hmm. And the doctor says, when do you start? And I said, well, they haven't offered me. Well, they don't send you here. Well, the short of it is they didn't offer me the job. And that was a crushing blow. I mean, really hurt bad. And if I would have got it, it would have been awesome. Although, in retrospect, it was better that I didn't get it, because then I got something where I didn't have to move, and it was way better, blah, blah, blah. But you don't know that at the time.
It all worked out down the road.
Yeah.
But you had zero view of down the road in that moment.
Right. And so it was a bitter defeat. And the jubilation, they immediately showed a picture, a shot of the Swedish bench. And you didn't see the guy's face because he's leaning over, and he's got his gloves, and you just saw the top of his helmet. Mm-hmm. That meant a whole freaking heck of a lot. I can remember with Joe Ingles that we had, and they were trying to medal the Australian men's team, right? And they finally did, and it meant everything. I believe for them, it means more than winning the NBA title, because that's their guys, that's their country, and that's what you're going to have to put up with.
For Joe, it was like I'd say it was at least a 20-year trip to get to that moment.
Right, dream come true.
Yeah.
And so that's what you had there. And it doesn't even matter if you like the sport. If you like sports, you like competition. And that's what we had yesterday afternoon. Yeah, and it's snowing out. I got nothing else to do. I'm wide open. I went to the gym right when I got home to make sure I got back in time. And I did. And I enjoyed it. And I want it to be hard. You know, the Dream Team thing was a novelty, but the competition sucked.
It was a cool novelty, but there was zero doubt what was going to happen. Whereas now there's still a ton of doubt. And they still haven't locked up a medal.
I know.
Yeah.
And then with the men's Olympic team over the summer, it was a couple summers ago, Steph Curry's doing his thing. That was gripping. I didn't know if they were going to win, but I wanted him to win. And he goes nuts. And I got my wife and daughter, and it was the same thing. The time difference. It was the exact same time, middle of the afternoon. Of course, that was in the summer. Here's in the winter. But we're all sitting inside watching that thing, just rooting our butts off. That's really fun. And to see these guys do it. And now I'm going to be in, man. I'll make sure I'm there tomorrow. And then if they win, when's the medal?
Sunday.
Yeah. It'll be something I'm going to watch. It was a great game. And then when they drop it down to 3, and you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the ultimate fast break. Am I going to get a slam dunk? Am I going to get an alley-oop dunk? Back in my day, guys didn't run to the corner to shoot, to brick another 3.
Go into the hoop to throw one down.
Right. And you got Magic coming down. Being in the form at those times.
For the Koopa Loop?
The adrenaline. Whether it be Worthy, Scott, Michael Cooper.
The place would explode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what, you're getting that every time. Whoever has the puck. That was a lot of fun.
Well, women's gold medal game today, 11 a.m. U.S. and Canada, and then the men in the semifinal on Friday.
Oh, yeah, and they were talking about the women. These women hate each other. This is worse than RSL and KC in soccer.
These two always expected they'd be playing each other in the gold medal game.
They hate us. We hate them.
You people trying to drum up emotion.
1 o'clock tomorrow for Slovakia and the U.S., so plan your Gym Time Friday accordingly.
I will.
DJ and PK, when we come back, what are they going to do? BYU, beaten on the road. Lessons they can learn, lessons they can take away. How can they turn it around at home and get a W? We will get to that next. Stay with us.